Now we're moving into the Zone 1 food forest, or the early stages of it, I should say, but it has come a long way since you guys have seen it last. It's composed of 3 micro swales, or small swales I should say, with swale paths about 3 foot wide. Berms are actually built up with additional fill, because where we're standing, the native soil is probably only about 8 inches deep before it hits slab rock. So you can see that we did build up the berms quite a bit, but I think you'll be impressed with the diversity of what's in here. And I don't have it all memorized, so I will have to check. This is an autumnal, just a plain Jane autumnal of a support species plus a fruit species. Some of these trees are really getting hammered by insects and heat, and again, it's why I'm moving more toward doing a lot of my establishment planting. But that's a gold Azarole, which is an Italian tree. This tree I think is dead. I don't think it's going to make it. This is an Ivan's Beauty Mountain Ass Cross, and I don't know. We'll see. I've had trees do this before and come back. That's a red Azarole, so it's a gold and a red Azarole. This is an Ivan's Bell Mountain Ash, and it's doing a lot better. Now that is the red Azarole. So what is this one tree? Oh, that's a Shipova. That's what that tree is, which is another mountain ash cross. This right here is a spring satin Plumcot. That's a plum and an apricot crossed with each other right there. And then we've got a Metheny plum. And then right down here, we have a sweet scarlet Goumi. And some various things. Like, look at that. Talk about blowing up. That is a currant that was planted at the same time as that other currant that I've showed you. And you can see that this area is just a beautiful spot for a currant in Texas, because currants really aren't supposed to grow here. It's supposed to be too hot for them. But that way's east, so it gets a nice morning sun, and then probably about 4 hours of sun, and then that big old oak right there shades this guy out for the rest of the day. And it is just doing wonderful. I'll show you some kind of designer currants that I have going as well here in a minute. We haven't figured out exactly what we're going to do here. That little green spot there is a rootstock of a persimmon coming up from a grafted persimmon, and the graft actually is dead, so that's going to have to come out. That's the first swale, the bottom swale in the food forest. See, our ponds look a lot different. We've got them all nice and grown in. Again, we've got a lot of volunteer sunflower, both wild sunflower. This is a wild sunflower. You see it's got much smaller flowers than the black oil. And the goldfish are doing good. Water just kind of cleared up on its own. We've got a really good cycle running here now. You see we've got it filled, the dirt filled in all within a couple inches. It's the lower pond. Upper pond is up that way. And that water is in a constant recirculation. That water you see there is just venting off of the pump. So that's just water from this pond just oxygenating. This guy here, this is a success story. Look at the size of this peach tree. We need to prune this down actually soon as we go into the next season. It's actually gotten out of hand because we want to keep this a much smaller treat environment with all these trees we have in here. Again, a Zone 1 food forest. But it's got peaches all over it. This tree, when I moved in last year, was ready to die. It was completely and totally ready to die. We ran birds around it. We took care of it. We improved everything. You can see the way it's shaped. It's kind of weird. It's almost shaped in an espalier. Kind of a single one dimension like that, because that's all that was left alive on it. But as you can see, by improving the soil, this tree just blew up. This is, I believe, an Everest crabapple. I'm going to actually make a really bad picture there just so I can tell you. No, that's an Anna apple. Anna, Golden Dorset, and Shimmer are all apples that were developed in Israel that have very low chill requirements. We have plenty of them, all 3 of them here. So that's the Everest crab right back there. Got another Shipova right there. Volunteer sunflower. Let's see, what is this guy here? You can see it's got some insect damage. but this will probably blow up as we go into the spring next year. This is Dapple Dandy Plumcot. So this is another plum apricot cross. This guy right here, this tree is doing really well, and it is a Terson apricot. That's another plum there. This guy right here, this is a golden nectarine dwarf. And then I talked already about the Azarole apple, so I'm not sure which one's which, but this is an Anna, an Erm Shimmer, and a Dorset golden apple. All three Azarole apple varieties right next to each other right there. That guy there is a wolfberry, and that was actually bought from a grower on Mike McGarty's Backyard Growers Forum. There's another one over there, right there. And let me get out of the light. See, these look beautiful, man. These are just in really great shape here. And wolfberry something, I bought them from Stark Brothers, I bought them from Gurney's, I bought them from Raintree, I bought them from One Green World. And every catalog I've ever bought a wolfberry from, the damn things barely make it and they're damn near dead. Backyard Growers Forum. That's where I've got my healthy ones. You see the ones in the greenhouse. That guy with the tip burn on him right here, that is a Redstone Cornelian cherry dogwood, edible dogwood. And this guy here is a fig. This is the guy that gave it to me is a cutting. He just called it a purple fig. And the tree that it came off of is about 80 years old. His grandfather planted it, or his dad planted it. I don't remember which one. So that's the second swale. And let's cut it there, and I'll show you the top side in the next video.